Pagination is the process of breaking up your picture book manuscript into the actual number of pages that will be in the physical book. Now, before we go any further, as with many things in publishing, this is going to be a little bit different depending on if you're self-publishing or if you're pursuing traditional publishing. If you are going to try traditional publishing, you don't have to paginate your manuscript. I have had some agents prefer it. I've had other agents that say don't worry about it. It really is kind of a personal preference. So if you're going to send your manuscript to agents and editors in the traditional world, don't stress out too much about this, although it is a great tool for kind of self-assessing your manuscript, but it's not something that has to be done. If you're self-publishing, on the other hand, this is a must-do. It's actually the first step kind of leading up to storyboarding your picture book for the illustrator. So self-publishers, this is going to be super important for you. First, you want to think about how the words are going to fit on the page. If you have something in mind that's a very large illustration that's going to take up a lot of the page, then you may not have room for a large block of text as well. You also want to keep in mind your total number of pages. Now, traditional publishers typically have picture books running around 32 pages. As a self-publisher, you can vary from that, but you don't want to go too long or you're going to lose your reader's interest. So just sort of keep that in mind as you're dividing up those pages. A third thing to consider is the type of illustration that you envision for that scene. So think about whether you're going to have a full page illustration, or maybe it's going to be 2 pages, a spread that is one picture that goes across both sides of the page. Or maybe you're envisioning some small spot illustrations that sort of make a series. All of that can impact how many words fit on a page, so keep that in mind. Pacing is super important to keep in mind as you're paginating. For example, if you have a really short paragraph, but it includes a lot of events, maybe it's sort of like a list of this happened, and this happened, and this happened. That may all easily fit on a single page in terms of text, but if you were to put that all on one page, your illustrator would have to fit all of those illustrations into a single space. So you may want to take that small paragraph and actually divide it up over several pages. So pacing can really be important when you're paginating. And the last thing to think about is why I really love paginating picture books, and that is that the simple act of turning a page can actually impact the reader's experience of the story. So, for example, maybe you have a big reveal or surprise at some point in your story. By making sure that that comes directly after someone turns the page, you can build up tension to that big reveal. Or maybe there is a part of the story that really doesn't need any words, and a huge illustration only will make a big impact. It's amazing how just placing a page turn at the right moment can improve the reader's experience of the story.